Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Tonight we're going to talk about Wave 10 of Super7's TMNT Ultimates being revealed and a seemingly new design choice dividing fans. We're going to talk about all of that and more tonight on Toy Geeks. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, on this journey of toy geekery, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, even when there's the Oscars and we did a toy show, and it's daylight savings time, is my good friend Sean. John, how you doing tonight?
I'm holding on there. I am so tired. So tired.
I was feeling it, man. The time change and doing the toy show, like I was feeling the drain of everything going on, but nonetheless, just so much to talk about in the world of toy news. So had to be here tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us, even on Oscar Sunday, even with The Last of Us. And whatever other big things are happening tonight, you all are coming to hang out with us and talk toys, and we're super appreciative of all of you. So let's say hello to the chat. It's hopping as always. Gonna go quickly through this one. We got Free Reign, Doralaxian, Black Phoenix, Derek Hoover, Caveman, Anthony, Mutagen, Ooze, Susan, LaBelle, Matt Cloud, Cobweb, J Solo Arts, Freaky Tiki. Did I do Black Phoenix? I'll do it again. Dartherian, Derek, Map Room Gaming, Renders FX, Soulcraft, Jace 976, Chris Ross, Red Foreman in the house. We've also got Mike, Matt Bush sent me a wonderful birthday present. I'll talk about that in After Dark tonight. Overman, Mike Hex, Toy Art, Cone Killer, Confuser is here. Emperor Show Khan, Mr. Home Arcade in the house. Quip is here. Robert Monte, Toy Connections, Anthony Frederick, and so many more. Who needs the Oscars, John, when you got the Toy Geeks in town?
We don't need those Oscars.
Yeah.
We need the Jeffries, and that's it.
Exactly. The Jeffries are our Oscars, right? That's what I care about. But anyway, okay, yeah, Goonies. Never say no. I said Dartherian. I said Dartherian earlier. I'm almost 100% sure I said Dartherian.
Watch the replay.
It's there. When you watch it on replay, you'll see. Unless the internet lagged or something, we didn't actually get that. Oh my gosh! All right, John. We've gotten a bit of a reputation on this channel of maybe not. I hate to think that we have this reputation, but reputation of being Super7 haters on this channel.
Haters is a strong word.
Or we're hard on Super7.
Yeah.
Well,
but both of us have spent many dollars on Super7 toys.
Reputation for skipping people. I'm sorry, Terrence St. John. Yes. And Ryan Dole, you guys hate Super7 so much. Yeah, exactly. I think we have a critical eye. So I think the thing is here, most if not all the things we talk about on the show, things that we would want to buy or we spend our own money on or something like that. So, so I think we've seen this shift in Super7 and we've called them out for it, but it doesn't mean they still don't do great things. Damn, that we saw that Throne and the Silverhawks Ish had them at the toy show this weekend, and damn, did those look good.
That Throne looks incredible.
Throne looks incredible. I know a lot of people are really digging Wave 1 of G.I. Joe Ultimates. So I think there is good in the Super7 verse, and I love the hell out of my $500 Thunder Tank. So all of that is the preface to say, John, what the hell's going on with Super7 TMNT Ultimates? So Wave 10 was leaked on Thursday and then officially announced on Friday by Super7. There's a little extra leak in there. We'll talk about that further down the line in this discussion. But this whole thing was set up by a tease earlier in the week that we were going to get a Rat King. It was just a little rat with pizza rat.
Yep.
It's a famous person in his own right in the sewers. But so we were excited because I think if there was one character left from, or out of all the vintage characters, would you say John Rat King was one of the ones that people were most excited about?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Rat King. I mean, I got a few that I'm waiting for, but Rat King was definitely on the list because he was he was early in the years, so
Yeah.
it was time, especially since they were doing some of the later figures like what was it, Scratch or Hotspot?
Scratch.
Scratch. Yeah. So yeah, it was time for Rat King.
Yep. Yep. And so I for one is excited. He's just one of those classic. Was he an 89? So series 2 release, early release, in the line. And just one of those classic kind of grotesque, just the things that so far, whoever they've, who's been working on from the Four Horsemen Studios on these sculpts, the more grotesque figures have been incredible in the Super 7 line.
Yep.
And so, it's like, oh, here we go. It's coming. We're gonna get it. But then we see this picture, and John, not to be a whiny person on the internet, there's already too many of those, but not my Rat King.
Who's Rat King? Whose Rat King is it?
I don't know. Like, he's too handsome. Like, that's a good looking dude with just some bandanas on his face.
And his train track scars, whatever those are, all over his suit.
I think other stitches. Snitches get stitches.
And so the face looks like somebody to me, and it's bothering me that I can't nail it down. It's an actor, but I can't think of it. And as soon as it hits me, I won't be able,
People in the chat, where you throw us who you think it looks like. Not my dude. Anime Rat King. I've seen that a lot. Anime Rat King.
Yep.
Hipster Rat King. Is Ed Sheeran Freaky TV? Young Robert Pattinson. I don't know. I listen. I'm an R Pat stan personally.
Carrot Top. Oh my god.
Oh damn. No, it looks better. Rupert Grint, maybe Bradley Cooper. Okay, we got a couple of super chats here. Let me make sure I press those in before I forget them. Caveman, $2 super chat. Ramen Toys doing a new head sculpt for him. Yeah, Renders FX, I believe, is the sculptor. I think they're both here, Ramen Toys and Renders FX. So we'll talk about that too in a second. But there's another super chat. It's hopping.
It does look like Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I could see a bit of Willem Dafoe for sure. 49, the Rat King is based off the 2002 Shredder's Revenge game design. So it was based on the original vintage version. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second because that is kind of the official word out of this. So just so everybody knows, we did reach out to Super 7. Okay, it's not like I have like an inside email, but we did ask like, hey, we're gonna talk about this on Friday. And didn't get a response, which is fine. Like they don't have to respond, but I at least wanted to give them a chance if they wanted to say anything to say something. $2 super chat, Chucky. Rick Astley, I could see that a little bit. I could see that.
Yep.
So this is what we're getting, and I just there's no dead rat belt. There's no he has like rats sculpted on him, and he just has like the patches of his hair torn out. And just in general, it just doesn't back. Axl Rose, I can see a little bit of Axl Rose in there.
Yep. They could have at least thrown in, so aside like a different character style.
Yeah.
At least give us his accessories. The rat crossbow.
Yes. Rat crossbow. So yeah, it's just it is. I don't know. Put Rat King's head on a Stump John list. Yeah, definitely more Rat Prince than Rat King for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's kind of had fans divided. I've seen other people say, actually, I really like this. This is something new. It's something fresh, and that's great. And I think it's just it all comes down to whether you hate this or you like it, to why you're into the Super 7 line in the first place.
Right.
And I've said it from day one when I was like, I'm all in on Super 7 TMNT Ultimates. I'm just like, I love how this is like Motu Classics, where we're getting, it looks like, or directly inspired by the toy I had as a kid, but extra articulation, extra detail, extra paint apps, and just taking the thing that I grew up loving and still love to the next level.
Right.
And so for me, seeing something like this, and there's been little things like the gorilla and whatever, but this one was just like, that's a fan favorite. Again, for me, and I think you too, John. I'll give you a second to give your thoughts here too. But it's just like, and I'm gonna cherry pick on this line anyway. I don't pre-order waves anymore. I wait to get the discounted deals because you get them for cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's even more so. It's like, dang, it's just like, am I not gonna have a complete set of the characters that I love from this line? And John, what's your thoughts here? I want to give you the floor.
Yeah, I mean, like you, when we first seen Wave 1, it was like, this is going to be the Origins-esque turtle collection for us.
Yep.
Because they're upgraded versions of the vintage figures, well done. And, like the turtles themselves, we got their vintage style head, and then we got sort of a plussed up head for each figure. So they still all look just like their vintage counterparts.
Yes.
And even though we got, like that gorilla character coming, it's not Sergeant Bananas. They didn't try and pull that off and say, well, this is Sergeant Bananas. No, it's just a different character. And the whole line, when they're all next to each other, it's cohesive. It looks like they all belong together, where, that's kind of what we wanted, that it's our upgraded vintage figures. But if this is the Rat King and the only Rat King that Super 7 will offer, it's the sore thumb in that lineup.
Yeah.
It just won't. I mean, personally, for me, it won't look right.
Yeah.
I think for, if it could be a good placeholder for some people, but it would be like having all your Super 7s and then missing one character and replacing it with a NECA cartoon style figure.
Yeah.
Where, it's there, but it just doesn't do the job because it's not in with that style.
Exactly. And so, I want to bring in some of the super chats here so I don't miss them. Caveman, apparently Playmates is messing with Super 7. We're going to talk about that. Sean Rousel, $5 super chat. Thank you. They include 3 heads. Why not one be the classic toy? You're right. You're right, John. Like, we had a more modern turtle head with the classic vintage head. Like, why not just do that? And then another super chat here, $5. The problem is the Rat King design doesn't match the vintage look of the other figures in the line. It looks like it'd be a part of the worst. And I think that highlights what John's saying here of we want a cohesive display of these characters. And this, again, we don't see it in person, but when you look at it, in the group shot, it does not look like it's a part of it at all. I mean, this is kind of a motley.
That's a bad example for that group shot,
example. But yeah, it just doesn't, quite fit in. And there's a couple of other aspects to this that have been kind of going around the internet. One, has Playmates prohibited or done something to change the agreement with Super 7? That's what's kind of going around the internet. And that was the direct thing that, we reached out to Super 7. Hey, like, can you speak about this or whatever? Can you give some context? and didn't get that back. But there are some things that are out there on the internet that kind of give us some more detail on why they went this way with the Rat King. The first of those, and this kind of went around because the sculptor said this to a lot of people, but our very own Michael Miller, I don't know if he's in the chat, was in another Discord and shared this from the sculptor. His name, I believe it's Kevin, the sculptor. And this is what they had to say. It's got elements from the vintage figure. That body is nearly identical. I even say the textures on the vintage figure. As for the heads/handsome face, I pulled that design pretty much directly from Shredder's Revenge. It's meant to invoke the feel of that vintage toy while updating it with more modern articulation and modern aesthetics. Vintage figure is very Mirage inspired, but we feel more consumers connect with TV and video game versions. And there's some things in there like, okay. And there's some other things where I feel like, it kind of feels BS-y to me, where like, John, and maybe we're wrong. We could be wrong. Like, we're more nostalgia driven. So maybe Super7 saying, to expand our whatevers, we want to tap into this, I guess, people that want more TV and video game versions than the vintage ones. But outside of that, it just feels like that's a little, it disconnects from reality.
From the Super7, what they were originally giving us. I think it's a little assuming to say the fans or the consumers are looking for a video game or television inspired figure for a line that was giving us vintage figure inspired figures.
Yes.
and honestly, if the consumers are looking for a cartoon or video game or a comic, whether it's Mirage or whatever the publisher, there's NECA.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they are covering every other base.
They are. And that's where it's just there's so much, there's disconnection. There's like a cognitive dissonance here. Because you're 100% right, John. TV, film, and games very well covered by NECA.
Yep.
And the niche that Super7 carved for itself was, but if you want like, Playmates style or, vintage retro style, go deep into Super7 or the Super7 Ultimates line. And that this shifts from that. Now they're their own toy. They can do whatever they want if they feel like that. If that's truly what they think, then I wish more power to them. But I think for a lot, the people that are not feeling this change, I don't know if they necessarily go along with you.
Right. I think that's going to be a case for a lot of people.
I agree, because if I had to like straw poll it, I would feel like it's more in the I don't like this design. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do a poll in a second, but let me plus in this super chat here. Super7, we had a deal with Playmates. I'm altering the deal, or Playmates, I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it further. But that's it. Like, if you're trying to like make your own conclusions, because it seems really out of left field, that's what you think, right?
Yeah, they're sort of putting the words in our mouths and saying, this is what you guys want now, right? Because this is what we're seeing from other companies, so it's obviously what you want. But on one hand, Super7's been giving us all these figures that are vintage toy inspired, but they're on a much slower pace than what NECA releases. And it's production delays, whatever is going on at Super7.
Yeah.
And NECA is proving it right now with all the stuff that they're laying out in Haulathon, that they can just get the figures made, sculpted, produced, tooling, everything, and they're just throwing it at us.
Yeah.
Tons of it.
Yeah.
Well, if Super7 thinks, well, that's what they want because they're buying it constantly. Well, no, it's because NECA's getting it out constantly. And Super7, it's like, 8 months, a year between waves hitting, your shelves.
Yeah.
So you can't assume that that's what people want. It's just, well, that's what they're buying because that's what there is.
Yeah, and there is a sense, even for myself, where I prefer the Super 7, vintage style Ultimates. Like if I had it, and if it's in a lineup, I would pick that one.
Yep.
But even I, who is the person that would be in that camp, I've said it before, I look at all the things the NECA people are getting. I'm like, what? Can I have some of that turtle left? Like, there's so much stuff. Like, and it helps the wallet, right? Like I don't have to buy as much, but
right.
You can Holothon, it was like $600 worth of new turtle stuff. It was nuts.
I mean, 2-packs, single packs, accessory packs, tons of it.
Character under the sun. And so it's hard to not see that and be like, well, what? Why? I want to be where the turtles are. I want to see on Dyson. But alas, we're under the ocean with Super 7. Jamie Vaughn, I'm a Super 7 collector, but I'm out for TMNT as it's a huge risk of not getting characters I love that now already exists with NECA, so I'm making the switch for TMNT back to NECA. So there's I've been sadly singing Riff Raff Street Rat. I won't buy that. If only they'd sculpt closer. Could I get a Rat King that I want to buy? No siree. They find out NECA's got so much more for me. Oh my god. So then will Super 7 change the G.I. Joe Ultimates all of a sudden if new G.I. Joe game comes out? Then what the right? It does, and yeah, it does kind of like it sets a weird precedent. And thank you for super chat, Robert. But it sets a weird precedent where I've heard people saying these G.I. Joe Ultimates, this is what I want. It's Sunbow. It's like the cartoon that I grew up with. This is the toy line I want to get. Classifieds looks great, but this is for me.
Right.
And I think it sets a weird precedent. We're like, oh wait, well, you might just not do this in a couple waves.
It's confusing, like, first of all.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they were just transparent about it and say we'll vary up the line, per look.
Yeah.
Which I think would be acceptable if it was coming out faster, because it's just way too long to wait between waves. Kind of like what they do in the Disney figures, where they did 2 waves or 3 waves of Disney figures of various movies, and then they do 1 wave if it's just Nightmare Before Christmas, and that's going to make up what the Disney wave is. So if they did the Sunbow stuff for Joe's and then went to video games, they would probably lose, or another design, they would probably lose those collectors because they were looking for the Sunbow designs.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna happen with Turtles.
Yeah. So, I think we'll see. Justin says there's nothing in Shredder's Revenge that was mind-blowing. A super fun game, but we already have seen those characters. I've heard people love the game. Like I have friends that aren't toy collectors, and it's like, oh, you playing Shredder's Revenge? Like so I know it's popular. I get that. But this is like in Discord or kind of conversations on Twitter or something. This isn't like, hey, we're promoting this as a new style entry into the TMNT Ultimates. We're going to do Shredder's Revenge figures. Feels a little disingenuous. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's this other aspect to, is Playmates telling them they can't do the figures anymore, right? Is that just some nice glossy covering to just maybe not say what it really is? So I think I saw this on Twitter. Anyway, so what's with this wave? Super 7 done with making Ultimates based off the vintage line for Mr. Flynn himself. If it only appears in the toy, we can't use it. If we can prove that the same look elsewhere, comic, video game, etc., then we can do it. But if it's unique to the toy, we have to leave it to Playmates. That's why no unpainted weapon racks. So yes, Playmates are at play here, but I guess my counter to that is, which is fine, because that's what Brian Flynn has said. But Kevin said, well, the toy is based off the Mirage character. So if it's comics, you can do it.
This is confusing.
Right?
That's why no unpainted weapon racks. We've gotten unpainted weapon racks with everyone.
So I don't know. What would help? And I know Brian and company have been very transparent, have come out and said those kind of things before. So I think just say it. Like it feels there's just absence of knowledge here.
Mm-hmm. And I think it seems that Brian picks and chooses his outlet for an interview.
Yes.
So
no,
if he only does one interview a month, and maybe it's going to take a few weeks, and maybe those pre-orders will close before the time he even does an interview.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll never know.
Unpainted weapon racks going forward because they've had them in every single one.
Right.
Or he means going forward, no more weapon racks, which is fine. Okay. Cool.
So if that is the case, like tell us that the deal changed.
Yeah.
With Playmates.
And that's, I think, the problem too, is just like communicating through. And again, nothing wrong with it, like on different channels or different things or interviews with these, like who aggregates all of that? Who watches every single YouTube channel? There's a bajillion of us to make sure you collate all the different things that they've said. Like just put it on your damn website.
Right?
Here's an idea. Super7.com. Let us know. Yeah, it's true. He does interviews. I'm not saying he doesn't, but there's just something where you're doing the interviews. But if you like, I don't have so much time in the day. Like, you all don't watch this show 100% of the time, right? You probably pick and choose, or that topic's cool. Let's jump into that. So like, if it's said in one show and you don't watch that show all the time, maybe you miss that one bit of information. Then it's kind of hearsay. Just put it on the damn website.
Yeah, like this is what's going on.
Yeah,
like this is the facts, straight from the horse's mouth.
And for those that literally watch them all, I listen. Good on you. I don't have time. That's true. Listen. The Floosh is great, but do you watch the Floosh all the time? Like, do you watch it? I don't even watch myself all the time, or whatever. I missed that one. But anywho, so maybe that is true. Maybe that's true, and it is what it is. But I think it does it makes and if it's true, their hands are tied, then that's a bummer, and I feel bad for them. Honestly, that's because I think it does dramatically change the approach to the toy line. John Papa Sergio. The line, $5 super chat. Thank you. The line about people connecting to TV and video game versions more seems like a subtle way to say the line isn't selling well as is, and maybe, but then just say, hey, the line isn't doing so hot, so we're gonna shift to video game stuff, or we're gonna incorporate it. Like we'll get to a vintage toy Rat King down the road, but we're now introducing Shredder's Revenge characters or something.
Right. Just tell us. Just tell us. Mondo's watching.
Is watching. I know, Mega Jet. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. They're doing that giveaway. It's great. Cobweb. I'm a shill. I watch nothing but GDL. No, please. Anybody that watches this channel, please. There's so many great toy tubers out there. If there's anything, hopefully this channel proves, and we bring in our friends and to share out. Like there's so many great voices out there, not just ours. Like Mega J Retro, another fantastic channel. Anyway, let's look at some of the other figures. Just
let's check out the rest of the wave,
because we've been on here a while. The rock and roll Donnie is cool, or Leo. I dig him because he's like a vintage inspired figure.
Yeah,
go figure.
New accessories, right? Again, so it's inspired figure. I don't remember what he came with originally.
Neither do I. I guess I could look it up.
But either way, cool. Dual neck guitar, mic stand.
It's actually called a double neck guitar.
Double neck guitar? I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
But either way, here it's like it looks good. This one,
Yeah.
to me, you know, when
Mhm.
if and when all 4 rock and roll turtles are done, they look good next to each other because, you know, I don't need the accessories to look like the old ones. I just want the figure to look like the old one.
Yes. Yep. And I'm seeing now, I guess there was a Valentine's Day card in 1992. Whew.
Well, that clears it up.
That's the loophole. Okay. All right. There you go. There you go. Derek Hoover Gito sold me on Dole. He's the linchpin of hump day for me. Oh, Canada.
Dole's got a fan.
Hey, is that my fan?
Oh, I just noticed one of his hands has a pick.
Yes. I want, as a guitar player, I want this one. But not to be nitpicky, but usually a double neck guitar, one will be a 12 string, or it'll be a bass.
Right. Not two identicals.
Yeah, it's just like 2 identical 6 strings. Like,
although it does have the one has another pickup.
Okay, fine. All right, fine. They're all single coils though. But it looks cool. And then April, John, you had some thoughts about April.
Oh, hard pass. The most ridiculous thing on this figure is that nunchuck microphone.
You were pontificating about how much you hated that this weekend.
Stupid. I'm sorry for anyone that if I offend that likes a
this is my life's work, John. Why are you on it so much?
When is that ever necessary?
It's fun. It's like the vintage line.
But even the vintage ones didn't have a ninja nunchuck-a-phone. I get it. I see what they're trying to do. You know, the clever accessories, but this one is a hard pass. I think out of every figure that's come out for Ultimates, this is the one I could pass on the easiest.
And that's fair. And the sad part is, though, I think the head sculpts look really solid because out of the previous April, notoriously bad head.
That's what she said.
But she looks really good. Like the heads look great. And this the masked one, COVID safe April, that's like the perfect April head sculpt. But it's covered up with the mask.
But it's got a mask. And the one with the yellow bandana on the hair, it has it's kind of like Electra vibes.
Oh, Ryan Dole, you're too hung up on vintage. Enjoy your early dementia. Listen, Joel, why can't you just let me ride off into the sunset where I forget who I am? Huh?
We're too hung up. Dole's pretty hung up on vintage too.
Yeah, get at Mister. Oh, legacy scale only. I don't want 6-inch Star Wars.
Toy Biz is everything.
Yeah, Toy Biz. Oh, it's so great. It's the greatest thing in the world. Give me the 90s X-Men. That's my Dole impression. Actually, dude, you need to get that. That's my dude. Anyway, this shots fired. This Casey Jones, I've heard some people really dig that's the Mirage style Casey Jones. I like the broken mask, but for me, no. I have the other one, but I don't think they're fixing that weird ab thing, like how he separates from his body.
Yeah. I haven't picked up another Casey Jones since I sold my collection. I haven't gotten back that vintage colored Casey.
Okay.
I could go either way with this one. The red shirt
Yeah.
Or the blue shirt, or the whatever color it is teal.
Mm-hmm.
Either one doesn't bother me. I think the mask is cool.
Yeah, the broken mask looks really cool. I forgot one classic Toll quote. You need this, dude. You need that. Anyways, I in our After Dark show, like I have a pile of toys that I probably would not have bought if Dole hadn't just bought a bunch of those toys.
Mm-hmm. Dole inspired toys.
Dole inspiration. Like I was living that Dole life. I was living that geek Dole life this weekend at the toy show. And you'll see if we're anybody hanging out with us After Dark tonight. All right, so those are those. I will not be pre-ordering any of them, but I may buy some of them. You know,
definitely going to get the Leo. That's the only definite out of the way for me.
Yeah, but I'll be a wait and see though. On like I won't buy pre-order them. I'll see if they show up on Entertainment Earth for.
Cheaper. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you purchase on Entertainment Earth, use the promo code GeekDad for 10% off in stock orders. Something interesting about this wave when it dropped, and I'll post, here we go, linked in the chat. Geek Dad Life website. Hopefully, yeah, we moved servers on Friday on geekdadlife.com, and it is zippy. It's super fast. So again, bookmark Geek Dad Life for all of your latest toy news. But Super7 tweets, then removes the image of Karai. Karai?
I think it's Karai.
Karai. And yeah, so they kind of leaked an image for a figure and then pulled it back. I don't know why they took away Karai, but here we are. I guess I wasn't gonna get this figure either way, but people in the chat, let me know. Is this a really cool figure? Is this one you would want?
Yeah, I don't know much about this character at all. The only thing I thought is the wave was Karai, Leo, April, and Rat King, and Casey would be the fifth, but a BBTS exclusive like they do with the Glow figures.
Okay.
Since it's just a repaint.
Yeah.
That was my first take, but then when she was just gone, who knows? Maybe it's a rights.
Maybe.
But why do all that work and sculpting and everything?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Erased from existence. Shredder's daughter from other media. Okay, there you go. There's the answer. Andrew's Katie's toys. She's not a vintage figure, so how are they making her? Miss MSTE fan. Karai would have been cool given she's a huge part of the TMNT storylines outside of the original cartoon. Boom. She was in the comics, so there you go. It uses the basic body as April, no extra sculpt. Or granddaughter in the current comics. So there you go. Freaky Tiki, Karai 8 and Shredder's Revenge either.
She was on the Valentine's Day card though.
I'm so confused. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
We need a chart.
Yeah, we need Brian, quick. The thing is, Brian's going to be busy soon because we got another Haslab on the horizon.
Yep.
We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. I don't have anything else to say. Anything else to say, John, on this before we move on?
Nope.
Right, let's move on to something like from the Turtles world that I'm really excited about. And friend of the channel, ToyShiz, got to go to, was it that toy book convention or what have you, and got to see a pretty amazing display set up by Playmates. Or it's just the Turtles. They kind of blacked out a lot of other stuff, and they didn't bring any of the other figures. But we got to see the sewer play set, the van, the figures, the large scale figures, deluxe figures, just so much great stuff. Highly recommend you watch his video walkthrough. I have a link in the description of this video, so definitely check it out, you know, after you watch this show all the way through. Or go watch that video and then come back if you're watching this tomorrow or today, whatever that is. But John, I don't know, like, And I know Paramount tried to blink us out of existence for even
Mhm.
mentioning these damn figures. So I should be like, F you, Playmates or Paramount. But it wasn't Playmates that did it, it was Paramount that did it. And I am pumped for these toys. Am I being over the top, John? Are these cool?
I think you are just excited for a playset.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they're cool. You know, I think anytime a new turtle design comes out, you give everything a shot.
Yes.
Especially you. You've always gone and purchased the new style of turtles, and sometimes you go deep, sometimes you don't.
Rise of the
TMNT.
Those first ones. That was it.
But I think you're more excited for a play set to assemble and play with your boys, and you know, for good reason. They're fun.
Like, but it's got the zip line, it's got ooze, it's got levels, it's got, you know, the detaching part for the zip line. It has a little port for the van to pull up to and drop into the van. You're right, John. I'm just a sucker for play sets. So, but it is part of, I am excited for my kids to get new toys, even though I mean, they'll like, oh, cool, another toy that Dad bought. I put it over there with the pile of the other toys, Dad. There's something excited about.
But pretend for a minute this was a bat cave, a new bat cave. That would be awesome. It would be just as exciting because it's another playset to play with.
100%. 100%. I completely agree. Just make play sets, you know?
Yeah, make play sets and vehicles. If you want to start getting some sales back in the toy aisle, you need play sets and vehicles.
That's what it is. What are the lines we love on this channel? Motu, they've done like multiple play sets.
Yep.
And then now Turtles. Exactly. Play sets bring the world together.
Yep. World building. Dole says it all the time. It's important.
And I don't know. I just dig them. They just got, it's new, it's fresh. I love this little motorcycle. It has little pizzas that shoot out of it. Kind of adapts that technology. And this is a blast from the past from the original bike with the sidecar.
Yeah, with the sidecar trash can. Very cool. It doesn't have the little bucket, right? The
little
bucket, the slingshot bucket.
Use. No, they need it. I'm guessing there's gonna be more stuff on the back. It's probably just a vendor thing there. But again, the shiz, my friend, you did a great job. Great job covering it all. And these big ones look real. The giant size ones look pretty slick.
They do.
They kind of have that because the animation in the trailer looks really cool.
It
has that kind of Into the Spider-Verse. It's different, but it has that feel.
It has that feel, yeah.
And it looks pretty neat.
I like the style of turtle.
I
like it. They're they aged them down just enough.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's fun. I think Matt Hatter says it well, where it's just like, okay, you can, if you don't want it, if you don't like it, that's fine. There's going to be something else in 5 years.
Yeah. There'll be another iteration of Turtles right around the corner.
Exactly. And that's where it's just like, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Do the craziest thing you want to do to it. Because there's been 10,000 different turtles. You have the cartoon we grew up with. You have the 1990 movie, which is, I think, the best movie. And you have the 2012 cartoon, which I think is the best cartoon. But you've got plenty of other stuff to do or check out. Also, happy birthday, Hatter. A lot of March birthdays. I think Pixel Dan's birthday was recently. Happy birthday to him. Was it Jake's birthday is coming up? And then we got Craig's, and it's my birthday's coming up. A lot of birthdays.
What was going on? What was 9 months ago?
What was 9 months ago? July? I don't know. Somebody do the math quick. When were our parents doing it? Wait, I don't want to know. I changed my mind. Is it Jake's birthday today? I lose track of who's who and when's when. But if it's Jake's birthday, it's today. Happy birthday. June. Yeah, it's just like it's the summer months, man. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. I'm singing way too much in this episode. And I apologize to everybody. Really. Yeah, and we got your wedding anniversary is coming up. 12 years married.
Same day as your birthday.
Same day as my birthday. It's why we can't ever hang out on my birthday. Like, hey, I'm going to do a party. You want to come? I was like, I can't.
Nope.
Like, oh, that's right. I forgot. Yep.
Going to my own party.
But anywho, I'm really pumped for these. Really, really pumped. John, are you going to be buying any of them?
I'll wait and see. These will definitely be a wait and see for me. Like I could be fine with having the 4 turtles and that bike with the sidecar as a little, just a little desk toy set.
Okay. Yeah. Just a little sprinkle of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the thing too. It's like I'll buy everything and I'll do a video review of it, but it probably won't. It's not going to supplant vintage Playmates for me in my display because I've got everything. I've got a Technotrome. I've got everything I ever needed.
Mm-hmm.
All I ever needed.
You got all the toys you'll ever need until tomorrow.
Exactly. Geek Tab After Musical. But does Jay even get invited to John? Yeah, absolutely. We did one for you years ago. Remember that? It was like your 30th. No, it wasn't your 30th birthday, but
I don't remember.
Sue put it together. She's like, I gotta look at John's friends and we'll throw a little party.
We went to where did we go? Linwood. Yeah, Linwood Grill.
Boom. So it's happened. Sue's a great wife. That's it. Wife of the year.
The best.
Oh, I can't say that because my wife's here. Colleen's the best wife, but then Sue goes second. I am one. And she helped you break down today.
Yep. She came, helped me break down to the toy show.
Mm-hmm.
Because I needed help. Just couldn't do it today. Too many toys.
Oh my god.
And she brought me lunch yesterday.
Winning. The War of the Wives. No. John and I are both very lucky. All right. John, can somebody tell me what Dwight's Twitter handle is?
Who just asked if I'm over 30?
God,
I think the Toy Connections just asked that.
Yes, John's over 30. This is the thing that frustrates me about John, okay? He looks ageless. And it's because he doesn't have any kids. All my friends that don't have kids just look so much younger. It pisses me out.
And I am 3 years older than you?
You're older than me, like 3 years older.
I'm 41.
I look way older than you. I feel like I'm way more tired. Keith does look ageless. Keith is a vampire. That's just different.
Yep.
The chat better tell the wives to step up. No. Ian J, if he's here, his wife became a patron. We are welcoming to all the wives, the spouses, the husbands, the partners, the girlfriends, the boyfriends, whatever you want, whoever you want to bring. Everyone is welcome here.
Whoever puts up with your toy addiction, bring them along.
Yes, that is spoken the most truest and perfect way. Yeah, Jack Knight. Truth about the kids. I love mine, but I am gray because of them. Yes. Oh my god. Okay. What else were we talking about? Oh, Dwight. Was it Dwight on Twitter or Instagram from Marvel Legends team? He did a hint today, or was it Instagram? People in the chat, let me know. I do want to talk about it.
I missed that.
He teased about, let me see if I can find it real quick. But the next Haslab is going to be a big boy. Oh, you know what? I haven't even stopped before we're on this Turtles talk. 73% said no, the Rat King is not a good approach.
Well, does it. That's it.
It's 277 votes. So there you go.
Send the numbers to Super 7. Stop the presses.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. Whatever. If they can't do it, then so be it. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Okay, so it was on Instagram. So let me pull it up here real quick. Dwight from the Marvel Legends team. I think it's Right. There you are. Hold on. Let me bring this up. Because the last stream they did, they mentioned a Marvel Legends Hazlab for the Avengers crew would be coming. And so this was his Instagram post with a few previous Haslabs that are big boys. A couple Lord of the Rings, Toy Biz, and the Devastator. I can't remember which one that is. You've had a few of those, John, right?
Yeah, that's Combiner Wars, Devastator,
so.
but Titan class regardless.
Yes. So, and he just asked this: who else loves giant action figures in their collection? If it's Avengers, it has to be Giant Man, right? Even though I think we'd all like Fing Fing Foom.
Yeah. Who else? I mean, I don't know a lot about older Marvel comics. Was Goliath? Was that the precursor to Giant Man? Because they were like kind of touting like the anniversary of the Avengers, right? When they first showed that Haslab logo, it looked very like Silver Age.
Yes.
So would they go Silver Age character design?
Or maybe give a bit of both. It's not Devastator Haslab, right? Because he's just saying big figures. Like he's on the Marvel Legends team.
Yeah. If it's Marvel Legends, I mean, I don't know. What else would it be other than a Giant Man?
Yeah, Ant-Man, then Giant Man. I think that's it. That's the only thing that comes to mind.
Hank Pym was Ant-Man, then Giant Man, then Goliath, then Yellow Jacket.
Okay.
That's the only guess I could say. If it was Fin Fang Foom, wouldn't that be that's not really Avengers, right? That was more was that Fantastic Four storyline?
Yes.
I don't know. Do you think a Giant Man like is what everyone wants now?
Maybe I'm wrong. But to me, I'm a more casual Marvel guy. If I had to like lean into one, I'm more X-Men in Marvel, and then but definitely I like the DC stable of stuff better.
Right. But in the sort of design and just the look of a figure, whereas like a Sentinel and Galactus, you look at those and it's like, all right, that warrants a Haslab. They have a ton of parts, and but like the Sentinel with the tentacles, the light up things, articulated fingers, where like the articulated fingers look good because he's robotic. And with the gloves on Galactus, like everything looks Haslab. But Giant Man, where it just looks like a giant guy in a leotard, does that warrant a Haslab, or does it like tickle the I gotta buy this bone? Where it's just going to be a giant figure. It doesn't look like, in my mind, it doesn't say Haslab to me.
Yeah. I think if they did a thing where I think people are saying in the chat, like you do the classic Avengers crew with Giant Man in there, like you do all of them. I think maybe that is, and maybe you kind of like how Mattel used to do, like where they do like a comic book cover, but it's all the figures in there, something like that would be cool. But I think but to your point, John, I think just a Giant Man alone, like I just don't, it doesn't hit me.
Right. Like, I'm not going to spend $400 or $500 on just a big figure that is kind of looks aesthetically like Jack's Big Fig.
Yeah. Yep. Waffle Maker 3001. If it's a giant man, those tiers would be damn good, but Fing Fing Foom are down for sure. Yeah, I think Fing Fing Foom is just like he's a dragon. Like he's a cool looking big dragon. So even if you don't, and again, I'm not like some diehard Fing Fing Foom fan. I was like, but it'll be a cool ass figure. I want it, you know.
You're gonna die on your Fing Fang Foom hill.
I want one, damn it. I want a big old dragon.
But at least, I mean, if they did a Fing Fang Foom Haslab, in comparison, that first Build-A-Figure is super expensive when it's complete.
I know.
So you're getting close to Haslab money at that point. If they redid it.
Yeah.
But, okay, yeah, so that's a good point. If it was less money, say if it was a $200 Haslab Giant Man, that makes sense.
Yes. Yep. And I feel like I'm in Rhonda Lorian's camp here. I'm a very casual Marvel guy, so I hope it's Giant Man because I wouldn't want it. Fing Fing Foom, on the other hand, I would snatch right away. And that's how I kind of just feel about it. But I don't think it's going to be Fing Fing Foom. They are literally telegraphing that it's going to be Giant Man or whatever, right? He's saying, who else loves giant action figures in the collection? It's going to be him.
Unless they're just throwing everybody.
Maybe. But I think it's just like it needs to be complemented with a lot more stuff, I think, to make it a lock.
Yeah.
Tiglo, better come with a giant bag of bones. So there you go. All right, John. One last bit of news before I got to do a little review, something a little bit different. Going to be doing a toy review in Toy Geeks, and then we'll close out with Stump John. But the NECA Gargoyles fans finally got some humans with Alyssa. Just watch the damn show.
Eliza.
I'm trying to do. Anyway. We've got pre-orders for 3 new figures. I'll put a link into the chat. And I think those links for Anytime Earth use the Geek Dad Life, whatever, the affiliate code. So you help the channel if you buy there. If you want to buy from somewhere else, that's fine too. But we got ourselves a Xanatos Elissa. There we go. And we've got draped wings with the humans, which they have said they're going to do this, so this isn't a shocker. Again, I bailed on this line after Demona because I was just frustrated with how big the wings were. I was like, I have nowhere to display this. I'm just going to go vintage. So that was my choice. Not going to harp on it. It is what it is. But I do understand the people that may be frustrated that you have to buy a more expensive, smaller figure to get the wings. But I guess at least you're getting them. But John, thoughts here on the figures?
I mean, they look awesome. I think anytime you can pull off a suit that's articulated, and make it look good still, it's a win. And he kind of looks like a animated Tony Stark.
It was kind of his vibe. Jonathan Frakes voiced him. Alyssa looks great. I gotta say this. I'm not digging the paint on this. I'm gonna show the person who sculpted this. Big fan of them and their work. It looks better in these shots. It looks more like the cartoon to me. This one looks a little like over painted. John, I mean, you know we're out making toys than I do, but
if that's just a render, I mean, it's just playing with the lighting in the software. So seeing it that way and then seeing it straight on in the other photo with all the accessories and everything, it's just the way that it came out for these screenshots. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah, I think it'll be better. I'll show you why, because the sculptor kind of shared pictures of it. And I guess she comes with the draped Brooklyn. Yeah, it's Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn wings.
They should have just done a wing pack.
They really should. The Steel Clan robots are freaking cool. I've got a few of the vintage ones. And I love how the wings articulate on these. I think these are freaking awesome. I may just get one of these just because I think they look really cool.
The wings themselves look really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never gotten into gargoyles enough to want any of these. They look awesome, the sculpts, but like you said, the wings are kind of a problem, whether they're too big or they just don't hold themselves up when they're out.
Yep. And that's where I'm with Cone Killer Confusion. I want the relaxed wings. I don't need draped. I don't want outstretched. I just want relaxed wings. That's what they look like most of the time on the show. So maybe that's what they do a wing pack on.
If they want to make money.
Exactly.
You know, NECA likes putting everything out all at one time.
NECA Toys, do you, or to their investors, do you like money? Well, we print it here at NECA Toys.
Have you heard of Holothon?
We'll make you buy the same figure several times just to get the one you want, which again is nothing new to them. A lot of people do it. Everybody does it. Okay, John, a representative from Spero Toys reached out to me, and I think a lot of people, I think every dang person's doing a Animal Warriors of the Kingdom review these days. I'm generally not one to accept those things. I get offers all the time, and generally I'm like, I don't know, I wouldn't buy that, or it's not for me, or whatever. But in this case, I have seen them. I have seen the figures, and they look cool. And I was like, sure, yeah, those figures look freaking awesome. I'd love to check one out. And so they sent me he's kind of okay, I'm not an expert, but he's kind of, in my mind, he's kind of like the Luke Skywalker. His name's Pale. And they sent this dude to me. And I did a little video here of him. And yeah, these I believe are dropping this month. It's a whole wave of figures. I put a link to Spero Toys on the description, so you could check them out. Our friend Ishwar, he had all of them, and he sold through nearly all of them this weekend at the toy show.
Oh wow!
But it's an original toy line. That these are like 6-inch scale figures. And I haven't read the comic or anything, but they're just kind of cool, you know. Is it simian? They're simian looking dudes. And they got tons of articulation. I will say the packaging was okay. It was a little bit boring, but it was fine. And I did find it funny. Oh, the accessories are great. Plenty of accessories. You've got tons of weapons, well-painted weapons. You got hands for days, but not Super 7 level. But I love how they gave us attention to blow dry. So I did blow dry my figure to make sure I didn't break any of the joints. There's me.
You got to keep that mohawk looking tight.
Yeah, I gotta make sure it's movable. But the articulation is great. It's not pinless on this figure anyway. Maybe they'll get to there eventually, but that kind of crap doesn't bother me. The paint apps are solid. But a couple things I did wish it had. I wish it had enough space to hold all of his accessories. And the other thing they did was they painted his eyes kind of looking upward. So while the head articulation was okay, the back of his mohawk kind of blocked it a little bit. He was always looking up. So even though you can move his head around, like every time I try to get a shot, he was looking up or off into the distance, like you can see here. So it's kind of annoying.
He's got up eye.
Yeah, he's just looking up the whole time. I was like, I want him to look straight. But it kind of didn't. It negates your ability to pose the head or whatever. But other than that, the paint apps are great. The sculpting is fantastic. But there's a lot of like third or independent toy makers, and people say they're amazing, but Very rarely does it like oh, it's a cool character. I want to get that. But these to me, or just to my eye, or what I like, I think they just look pretty darn cool. So this is a rare Geek Dad Life review of something that somebody sent in and I didn't buy for myself. But to kind of show how much I like this one figure, that's all they sent was the one of this wave. I was disappointed-ish, sold all through most of them because I was like, oh dang, I wanted this one, this one, and this one. Because I think that's how cool they are. It's something new, something different, and the toys are just fun toys. So yeah, animal warriors of the kingdom. Check them out, Spero Toys. John, have you seen these?
I did, yeah. I saw him on Ish's table. I didn't know that he sold out because I went over there first thing this morning. Because he brought him in last night or today. And they all looked awesome. But good for him for selling out.
Yeah, because I really wanted the gold lion dude. He looks pretty cool. And he was already sold out of him. He was sold out of Pale. He had the tiger guy, but I was like, I didn't really want the tiger guy.
Those were a Kickstarter, right?
I think so, because we talked about them back when they were Kickstarter, I think. Or people in the chat really wanted us to talk about them. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's neat. It's a rare independent toy. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I want to buy these. And so I definitely want to pick up some more. This guy, because I think did Dan Larson, did he have this guy? I don't know. I've seen this guy around. Atreyu.
I think that that sounds familiar. It was Dan Larson.
Yeah. He looks freaking awesome. So I want that one, and then I want the bigger
Who's that? Who is that? Is he out yet?
No, I don't think so. Horrid Brute. I mean, people in the chat maybe know. He's just freaking cool.
He is
Kickstarter
awesome.
from 2 years ago. They were a Kickstarter. And upcoming waves look great. Female characters, a rabbit, hyena, etc. I'm excited for him.
That is cool.
So, anyway, yeah, it's just I don't know. Like, I'm not a big independent toy guy. I'll readily admit it, but these ones are just like really freaking neat. And again, thanks to Spero for sending this one in. And if this was like first hit is free, it worked because I'm like, oh maybe I should buy some more of those animal warriors of the kingdom.
Gotta go see my Spero dealer.
Yeah. No, he's in wave 2. Okay, there you go. Not yet. And General Thane coming soon, same size as the Brute. Boom. So yeah, they're cool. These are really neat. All right, Luce, is it Luciana? We're like friends on Instagram and stuff. Luciana Gonzalez. Knowing today that you're both younger than I am, this year is gonna stop counting. April is around the corner. $5 super chat. Hey, listen, age is but a number. At this point, like once you're 30s, late 30s, 40s, whatever, like it doesn't matter anymore.
No, just all blends together.
Yep. Jace976, these toys remind me of how many toy lines were back in the 80s and 90s when it was original ideas as toys first. Exactly. I don't think they've done it. There's other people that have done it, but this is like one of the few people that have done an angle that's like, those look like fun toys. I want to buy those. I want to go to there. But anyway, okay. John, I think that's everything. Oh, I think the comic is really good too. See, really good comic. Boom. Killing it. Killing the game. But before we get to Stump John, one last thing. For any of our patrons, John, I didn't spend a lot, but I got a lot at this toy show. I don't know how much you got.
I got a few things. I didn't spend all either. I did more trading than anything.
Yeah, I did a lot of trading, and I picked up a lot of just kind of. I was nickel and dime Jeff, if you know the reference.
I bought one thing. The rest was trades.
Wow. Okay.
Oh no. Okay, so I bought a couple things, but the rest was trades.
But on tonight's After Dark, we're just gonna jump right into it. No yammering around. Toy show hauls.
Woo-hoo, look at that Skelly.
Whoo, yeah. Where is he? I gotta make sure I have him. There you go. I posted him on Instagram today. But I picked up so much stuff from this toy show. And John, I know you picked up some great stuff as well. So tonight's After Dark toy show stories, toy show hauls. Get to see my Ryan Dole inspired haul as well. I did that this morning. I just kept finding them, just kept piling them in a pile. So so that'll be going on tonight. But speaking of Ryan Dole, John, I think Ryan, because you mentioned how he still has the championship belt for Stump John.
Yes, he does. He does.
It is a custom. It is a custom. So yeah, it's not real. But so he has sent in his own submissions. And if Dole's still here, I'm not sure. But if you win the Stump John from Dole's submissions, I think you reclaim the championship belt from Dole. I think that's what he was saying.
I got a bad feeling about that.
What you think
he's going to try and hold on to the title, and he sent in things that he just knows I'm not going to know. He's been following the track of John's failures. Saying, all right, let's stick one of those in there.
Terrence, John, thank you for mentioning this. I missed that. I apologize. Try to make sure I get every super chat. And you talk about the Walmart CollectorCon coming this week. I got no talk, but what do you think?
I don't know what was the thing. I guess I'm late on Walmart CollectorCon.
I don't like pre-ordering from them anymore. Because they don't deliver, or the Target thing doesn't deliver. It's like, if I find it in person, I'll get it.
I swore off the pre-order game.
Yeah.
I will pre-order something like a Mondo figure because it's the only choice, but something that's going to hit retail or something that's going to end up being easy to find on clearance, I'm just out. Completely out.
Samesies. Ryan Dole, I played fair. Ryan Dole, I'm here. I never leave, except for last week when you weren't here. God. Kidding. You can leave.
Wrestling was on.
I know it was wrestling. Torax and Walmart has conventions. Okay. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Let me turn off the comments. Okay.
Oh dang, I missed the Hex the Rat Royale. Maybe we'll talk about it after dark. Everybody's seen it though. Rat Royale from Ramen Toy. Okay. Ryan Dole. Make sure I can download these real quick. Or here we go. He's really excited about these. And I will say, John, these accessories, or one of them specifically, is important to the overall story and mythology of Toy Anxiety, of Ryan Dole, of Geek Dad Life, and it will connect into this Tuesday's Toy Anxiety. Corporate synergy. We're not the same company, but it's so it all ties together.
And if I fail, I'll be talked about for days.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Turn off the chat, John. Let's do this thing.
Ready.
It's that time again. It's time to stump John and his knowledge of all things toys. Yes, he's sold toys for over 75 years. And we'd like to test him on that knowledge in this segment we like to call Stump John. So everybody, everywhere, all around the world, it's time to do what? It's time to stump that John. Stump that John time. Again, these accessories were sent in by Ryan Dole, and the championship belt is on the line. He has put his belt of Stump John-ness, Stump John champion. So if John gets, was it 4? There's 4 things here, John. So you need to get 3 out of 4
to get that belt.
To get the belt back. I love me some alliteration. Okay. It's John that Dole. All right, here we go. First accessory
Wait, is it the crow or the cup?
It's the crow. I think for some reason Dole used the little Lego cup as reference.
Oh man, I don't even know what that is. Right away, I don't know what it is. This isn't like the connecting piece, is it?
No. The last piece is the connecting piece. I think. Hopefully it ordered correctly. Let me stop. Let me make sure that's ordered correctly. I don't want to screw that up. Okay, yeah, it is. Okay, good. Anyways, yeah, crow. Remember, this is from Dole, so it's.
I know.
I'm
trying to think. Toy Biz. Think Dole. Toy Biz. It's a crow. What do I collect? Legacy scale. It's got to be legacy scale.
It's like it's there. It's like right there. It's right there.
Let me think about it. Let me think. Right. Let me think on that one.
Okay. All right. Squeaky chair.
What the heck?
Oh, come on. Even I know this one.
You know this one?
Yes.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. I will give you that.
This one does look very familiar.
Oh, you're gonna kick yourself so hard if you don't get both of these so far.
Go to the next one.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, so I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like it would go to Nightcrawler.
It does go to Nightcrawler. Yeah, this is Ryan Dole's Stump John. So.
It's not like the OG Nightcrawler.
It is not. Nope. Too stylized for that.
Mm-hmm. Is it Toy Biz or Hasbro?
It is Toy Biz.
I'm trying to remember what I thought these were low balls.
I thought these were easy. I thought you would be 4 for 4.
I can't remember. I don't know what Nightcrawler this would have been.
Like what?
I can only think of I can only think of a couple of them. Outside, like the first version, but that is not that sword because I had that when I was a kid.
Yeah. But think of like the ridiculous things that Dole loves.
There wasn't a mutant armor Nightcrawler, right?
I don't know, maybe, but it's not that.
Man, there's too many.
He's mentioned it. I know he's talked about this toy line. Anyway, okay, all right, okay, that's fine. Should we go to the one that?
Yep, go to the one that's like a make or break for my reputation.
Oh damn it! What are you?
It looks like it goes to Cyborg. But does Cyborg have a drill attachment? Is it Cyborg? Did Dole get a Cyborg finally?
I don't know. You have to watch Toy Anxiety Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Pacific.
Did Dole break into your house?
No, he's right there. He's right there. I see it.
So that's Cyborg. Okay.
Yep. It's one of his exchangeable hands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, John. You got
the
one.
Others, I am drawing a blank.
This is a crow.
And I can't even think of who came with a crow. I know. I'm like empty up here tonight.
Okay, it's a crow. Who would have a crow accessory?
The crow.
It's Dole, and it's a crow accessory. It's the last clue I could give.
I know. I'm not gonna get it.
Accessory too.
I'm not gonna get it. I can't think of anything. I am drawing a complete blank.
Giving you this answer then help you find the rest. Scarecrow.
Oh my god!
Batman animated
Wow!
series.
Wow! Yeah.
I thought the crow would have just been like a scarecrow.
I should have. I'm trying too hard.
Yeah. Okay, this is yeah. Okay. All right. With that in mind, now hopefully maybe this gets you on the right path here. The next one.
Yeah, it was those red. I can't even think of what that goes to.
Damn.
I can't think of it. I'm spending too much time here.
Okay. It is. Are you giving up?
Yep.
Lasers from Heat Scan Batman from Batman and Robin Kenner. You don't remember this one? It's
I
such
don't
a
remember.
stupid
I don't
figure.
remember this figure. Batman and Robin is probably the ones I had the least of ever.
Wow. Okay. You got Nightcrawler. You're like a 0.5 here, but any final thoughts? Guesses?
No, I can't think of other than just Nightcrawler. I can't remember any
it
other.
Is Nightcrawler sword from X-Men Water Wars.
Oh, damn it.
Biz.
I was thinking mutant. What I said, armor, mutant armor, or whatever
Yeah.
that line was.
Yep.
Nope.
Well, I guess Stoll keeps the belt.
Keeps the belt.
I thought he was lobbing you a softball. We need to go head to head again. That's what we need. I don't know. I don't know, John. I think you got the case of the yips.
I do.
That's okay. You'll get it back. You'll get it back. All right. That'll do it for this episode of Toy Geeks. Come hang out with us in Gito After Dark in like 5 minutes, where John and I will share our toy show hauls and our toy show stories from the Raleigh Toy and Collectibles Show in Raleigh, North Carolina. State Fairgrounds. So coming out with us $5 or more, and that should be a lot of fun. More stuff coming up this week on the channel. I got my DeLorean, Hot Toys DeLorean. I got to do finish my review on it. Filmed a bunch of video. Got to keep running through that. And I got a big piece to finalize my Sky Striker video, so that's coming up, as well as Mandalorian on coverage on GDO2. And then this week, I didn't push it from last week, but this week, Patrons Plus and above, we're doing our Hangout, where I think we'll be doing like your very own exclusive Toy Geeks live stream. But it'll just be us. It'll just be us. But like, come hang out in the Toy Geek studio for anybody that's Patrons Plus and above. So a lot of stuff coming this week. Thank you for hanging out with us in the chat, even on Oscar night. For anybody that's coming to the after show, we'll see you there. But if not, thank you everybody in the chat for participating tonight, for hitting that like button. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any future episodes, hit the subscribe button and that bell icon. We'll see you all next time. Hasta luego. And goodbye. Have a great week, everybody.